Dedi here! Well, Jerry from dedi-woodworks, he sent me a pattern to make this cross. And so I thought I would make that today, and I will leave, down in the description box, I'll leave the information on how to get to his webpage so that you can also order this pattern or a bunch of patterns that he has there. And his name is dedi-woodworks, and it's pronounced Dedi. So the pattern here, and it is fret, I have to fret it. Yeah, I can do it. I can do it. So I have it top, middle, and bottom. And you can glue these directly to the pattern, but I also put it into my laser program, so I am going to laser them onto the 3 pieces of wood that I'm going to use today. And I'm going to use walnut and cedar and this oak.
Lasering made that super quick and easy, and it makes a very nice thin line for the saw blade to follow. But like I said, you can always glue the pattern to the wood, and that works great too.
Here are the 3 pieces. We'll go boop, boop, oh, like that. Now to cut out all the stuff. Well, we gotta drill some holes first. Okay, I have a little sacrificial board right there, and I'm just gonna drill in all the places that I'm going to cut it out.
So I drilled all the holes in each of the boards for the blade to be threaded through. If anyone out there has watched me for a while, you know how much I try to avoid threading the blade. It isn't my favorite thing, hence my t-shirt, Don't Fret in Tarja instead, which you can get one from my t-shirt shop if you'd like. I'll put the link below. But Jerry from dedi-woodworks graciously sent me some patterns and asked me to try it out, so I'm doing just that. And I'll say the end result is very awesome, so I recommend making this cross and checking out his other patterns. Like I said before, there is a link below to his Etsy store so you can check out the things he has there.
Okay, let's do it! I am going to be using my Makita scroll saw that I got at a garage sale for 30 bucks. I removed the foot that was attached and then threaded the blade. The saw didn't come with any tools since I got it at a garage sale, so I'm using some Allen wrenches to loosen and tighten the blade, which works really well actually. But as I was sawing, the table I have this sitting on was moving around quite a bit. It reminded me of the little shed I had for a few years. Do you remember those videos? The whole thing would shake while I was using my scroll saw. Anyway, so I'm listening to something, and next, when I talk, it sounds really weird to me when I mention moving the saw. What do you guys think? This table wiggles. I need to move to a more sturdy table, I believe. Let's see. Okay, I have it set up here on my husky bench. I don't have it secured to the bench, but we'll see how it works. We'll see how it works. Oh yeah, it's much better.
This was much better, but as I pushed on the wood, it made the whole saw slide back. So I ended up putting a long pipe clamp on the back side of the husky bench, and that worked great as a stop. And I continued to thread the blade and cut out all of the areas on the 3 pieces.
So I messed up on my little thin walnut board because it is so thin and it got away from me. So I am doing the pattern on a different piece of wood, and then I will cut out those pieces. And it's just 5 big pieces on that last piece, so yay!
I mean, it's only 5 holes, and those areas are larger pieces to cut out. So it was pretty quick to cut those out.
Okay, I got them all cut out. 1, 2, and 3. Now, I'm going to sand it. Yep, I'm going to sand them.
I used 220 sandpaper to smooth off the edges and take off the fuzzies. Then before assembling, I read over the directions again to make sure I knew what to do and that I was doing it right.
Okay, the next part is to tape these together so that you can cut out the outer part. And he also says if you want to use a backer board that this is a good time to pick your backer board and make the layer. You're going to layer them up and then you're going to cut out that outer edge. So this is the bottom. And this one is second. It's going to go like that. Cool. And then this one is going to go on top like that. And yeah, like that. Sweet. Okay, I'm going to tape them together. Tape, tape.
I used thin double-sided tape and stacked the pieces together, including the backer board, which was a thin piece of plywood.
Right. Okay. Let's see if this baby can cut it. Okay. Ooh, should be interesting.
And I attempted to cut the stack out on the scroll saw until the blade broke.
Let's go to the bandsaw.
And used the small bandsaw to cut most of it out.
I just need to cut now where it curves there on the scroll saw again. Okay, got a brand new blade on there. Woo, let's do it! Let's do it!
And that worked out great on the curved areas that the bandsaw blade couldn't cut. Then I had one little area I hadn't cut, and it would be quicker and easier to do on the bandsaw.
I gotta go cut that piece real quick. Okay, got it. I'm gonna sand that all.
And I sanded with 220 on all the sides and edges. Then I used my putty knife and I separated the pieces and removed the double-sided tape. And before I glued, I wanted to put a verse on the back of the backer board. I put John 14:6 from the English Standard Version, which says, Jesus said to him, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me.
Okay, I'm going to start gluing it together. I'll do the backer board, and it says to do one layer at a time. So I will do this layer first, and then we'll put the next layer on. Excited about it. Excited about it, yeah.
I glued one layer at a time.
Okay, the next layer, the next layer. Be this one.
I used a small brush to clean up any squeeze out that I could see. I'm using Type Bond 2 and it sets up in about 20 minutes.
Here is how those 2 layers are looking, and next will be this last one. Okay, the last layer. Let's do it. Let's do it.
And I did the same thing, cleaning up the squeeze out. I did hold it and hand clamp it for a while, I guess you could say, just so that it wouldn't slip. And then I put a bean bag over the top to add some pressure, and I let that sit overnight.
Ah, let's look at it. Ooh, yeah. Nice. And I am going to use this Danish oil.
I wanted to use oil because gel would be very difficult to get down into the fretful parts. Spray would have been difficult too, so oil it is. I wiped it on with the brush and wiped it off as much as I could from the inside. I left it sitting upside down overnight. Our missionary friends from Ecuador were in the States and came over for a visit. Esther saw the cross and liked it, so I gave it to her. I did snap some pictures of it, so here it is all completed. The pieces of wood I used were on the thick side, but I think it still looks awesome. So thick or thin would work great to make this cross. I would like to thank Jerry at dedi-woodworks for sending me this pattern. Thank you, Jerry! And I do have a link below for all of you to go check out this pattern and all the other patterns that Jerry has for sale on his page. Pretty nice patterns, Jerry. So thanks for joining me, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye!